Hi, my name's Sarah. I'm going to do a talk today on depression and getting to the root cause of it. If I were to ask you what you thought caused depression, what would your answer be? An imbalance in the brain chemistry? Yep, and you'd be right. But that's not actually the root cause. See, I've been a chiropractor for a long time, and I know that the diseases and illnesses that manifest in the body are a result of your emotional state, your thought patterns and your beliefs, which all actually are intertwined and connected to each other. For example, I could be going down somebody's back and I'd come across a vertebra that was stuck, and I might have 2 or 3 goes at trying to release it and it's still stuck. But when I release the emotion that caused it to be out of alignment in the first place, 2 or 3 seconds later the vertebra actually pinged back into place by itself, and this happened hundreds of times. I could be rubbing a tight muscle and not getting very far, but if I release the emotion that was causing the tight muscle, a few minutes later it's like putty in my hands. So everything that manifests in the body has its root cause in an emotional, mental, or our belief system. So first of all, before we talk about depression, I need to explain to you how beliefs affect you. Imagine that you are living in a dream state, and everything that you perceive, that is, that you see, you hear, you feel, smell, etc., is filtered through the lens of your belief system. It is your belief system that governs how healthy you are, what career you have, what kind of relationships you have, how abundant you are, how joyful you're feeling, etc. In fact, they govern everything. So where do our beliefs come from? Well, you can bring some in with you from other lives to clear and work through. You can bring some through your ancestral line to clear. But most of our beliefs are created before the age of 7. And that is because when we're a young child, we are in theta brainwave. And that brainwave is the optimal brainwave for learning. So at that age, we're like sponges, and we're picking up data from everything around us, picking up information from what people are telling us. But the drawback is at that age, we don't have the life experience to know what's real or what's not, what's true or what's not. If somebody was grumpy with you when you were an adult, you're probably like to go, oh, okay, they're having a bad day, it's their stuff. But as a child, if somebody's grumpy with you, you don't understand. So say, for example, you take a young child, he's 3, and his parents are stressed out about money and they're a bit grumpy with him. At 3, he doesn't understand that the problem is about money and his parents are stressed. He's going to think, what have I done? Is this something I've done? I must be naughty, I must be bad, I'm not lovable as I am, etc., etc. So if you had supportive parents who had positive mindsets themselves, it is likely that you have a lot of beneficial beliefs. If you had parents that didn't support you and they themselves had a pessimistic outlook on life, it is likely you have more limiting beliefs. Okay, so let me give you a scenario. Say we have 2 sisters that are aged 5 and 6, and the 5-year-old is smarter than the 6-year-old. Now the parents aren't very understanding, and they say things to the 6-year-old like, why can't you be more like your sister? Your sister finds this easy. Why can't you find it easy? Oh, if only you were more like your sister. And they say lots of things like that. Now, the 6-year-old, she thinks about these things over and over again. And a belief is a thought that you think over again, or a mental image in your head, something that you imagine over and over again, and then it becomes a belief. So she then takes on these beliefs. She thinks about these things and they become beliefs. I'm not as smart as my sister. I must be dumb. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. Maybe beliefs along the line of I'm not lovable, etc., etc. Now, she files those beliefs in her subconscious mind, Your subconscious mind is, you can see it as like an enormous computer full of lots of bits of data, and it's where you store your beliefs. Now, it's important to know that your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between what is true and what is not. Your subconscious mind is purely like a database, and whatever you program it with is whatever it believes. Your conscious mind is the one you think with. That can obviously tell the difference between what's true and what's not. Okay, so she now has these beliefs. Now, your body also has its own awareness, has its own memory, and you can actually think of your body as a continuation of your subconscious mind. Your body also cannot tell the difference between what is true and what is not. So now your body also has these beliefs. I'm not enough, I'm not lovable, I'm not smart enough, etc., etc. And your body is kind of like a young child. How do you think your body's going to feel? What emotions is it going to come up with? It's going to come up with emotions such as feeling unworthy, worthlessness, despair, anxiety, helplessness, hopelessness, grief at not being good enough, grief at not meeting your parents' expectations, that sort of thing. And so your body is feeling all these emotions, and this triggers off your ego. Now, your ego is your personality self, and your ego is trying to keep you safe. So your ego is picking up also on these feelings from your body of despair, of grief, of shame, of worthlessness, etc. And that's what the little girl's going to feel, because it's going to be bombarded from the body. She's going to be bombarded from feelings from her body and from her ego, and she's going to feel these emotions of shame and grief, etc., etc., and anxiety. So these feelings, when you feel an emotion over and over again, or feel something very strongly, it then can become stuck emotional energy in your physical body and in your auric field. And for most people, emotions such as despair, grief, helplessness, hopelessness, those kinds of feelings, they're going to get lodged in your heart, your physical heart, and also in your heart center, which is in your energy center in the middle of your chest. Now, these feelings of the despair and the grief at not being good enough actually can lead to feelings later on of bitterness, of resentment, of anger, because you didn't get your emotional needs met. So this girl is later on going to then store these emotions of bitterness, hatred and anger, resentment, etc., probably in her heart and heart space too, because she didn't get her emotional needs met. So we're now going to fast forward a few years, and our girl has now turned 10, and she starts to excel at sports, and her parents now deem her a bit more worthy, and pay her a few more compliments. So she forgets how she was treated as a young child, but her body and her subconscious mind don't forget. Okay, so those beliefs are going to be stuck there until she overwrites them or she lets them go. Now we're going to fast forward another few years, and our girl has now turned 16 and she's looking for a job. So she's going through the paper and she's circling a list of jobs which she thinks are going to be okay. Now, your subconscious mind also has the role of keeping you safe. So what happens is her subconscious mind is going to be filtering, looking through its belief system to find any beliefs which might be red flagged, and so her girl doesn't get rejected. We are programmed for connection, not rejection. If we fear rejection because if we're rejected as a child, it can mean death. In times of old, if we were rejected, we got thrown out of the clan or thrown out of a tribe, that also could lead to death. So we subconsciously, most people have a fear of rejection, and if you trace other fears back, they usually go have a root cause in a fear of rejection. So our mind doesn't want the girl's mind doesn't want its girl to be rejected. It doesn't want her to be hurt. It doesn't want her to be ridiculed, because it's trying to keep her safe. So it filters through these beliefs, and your subconscious mind is processing billions of bits of data per second. It's incredibly fast. It's an amazing piece of equipment. And it comes across these beliefs that the girl had as a child. I'm not enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not as smart as my sister, maybe I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough, etc., etc. And it thinks, oh, okay, I need to red flag these. So it brings those beliefs up and it starts playing them over and over again as a mind tape. Now, consciously, she can't hear them, but subconsciously, she can. And they're just playing over and over again. And the body picks up on these, and the body then brings up those feelings it had of the feelings of despair and grief and helplessness, etc., etc. And then the ego comes into play, and it's also bombarding the girls with these same feelings of grief because it doesn't want its girl hurt. It's bringing in those feelings of grief and despair and helplessness and unworthiness, worthlessness, anxiety, those kinds of feelings. And then the ego starts. The ego is the voice that you hear in the head with the what ifs. So she's looking through the paper and she's going to be thinking, what if I'm not smart enough? What if I can't do the work? What if they don't like me? What if they laugh at me? All that, and the list is endless, isn't it? So can you see how your belief system actually governs everything in your life? Because that girl is now going to take a low-paid job where to keep her in a comfort zone. And she's probably going to stay in a low-paid job all of her life because every time she tries to break out of her comfort zone, she's going to be sabotaged in the same way. So your belief system is so vitally important. So what is depression? Well, we talked about the feelings of despair, etc., etc. And your heart, your physical heart and your heart center in the center of your chest, they're made for loving, aren't they? They're made to feel love, and they're made to give love. So you give and receive love. But this poor girl, her heart and her heart center are full of stuck emotional energy, grief, despair, worthlessness, unworthiness, anxiety, helplessness, hopelessness. And it's those feelings that cause depression. Also the feelings of the bitterness, the hatred, the resentment and the anger that comes later, they're also going to be causing the feelings of depression. So depression actually has its root cause in the emotions, but they are the result of the beliefs and the thought patterns that started it in the first place. You obviously can also feel grief from other things. Predominantly not getting your needs met is a huge one. But, you may have lost a parent or a sibling when you were young. Maybe you were really close to a pet and you had a pet that died. It could be you were abandoned. Sometimes we pick up emotions from other people too. So maybe, you picked up emotions from your parents or another sibling. Also, regret is a big one. Regret can cause depression too. So you may have regret about not saying something to somebody and now it's too late. They've passed over. In which case I would ask Jesus or the angels to pass the message on to them, and then you can let it go. Often people have regret about not having a career that they wanted. Our lives go in 7-year cycles, and between the age of 7 and 14 is when you're planning your career. And it's what you enjoy doing at that age. So say, for example, there was a woman and she just loved to keep people safe and she wanted to be a policewoman, but she was too small because there's a minimum size to become a police person. And so she ends up in a different job. But she hasn't fulfilled that need in her to look after people, to keep people safe. So if that's your case, and you can't do the job that you want to do, find something similar that will feel that need. So, you know, in her case, maybe she could start a neighborhood watch scheme, which would fulfill the need for keeping people safe. And then she could let go of the regret. So how do you work out what your beliefs are? Well, one way is to become a close observer of your thoughts and the images you see, the way you talk to yourself and your emotions, what you're feeling. And then you can sometimes work out what your beliefs are. Another way is before you go to bed, you can ask your mind, your subconscious mind, to let you know what some of your limiting beliefs are. You could say, just say, my subconscious mind, please, can you show me some of the limiting beliefs that are causing the depression? You can also ask spirit to help you. Now, when I say spirit, I talk about the angelic realm, God, Jesus. It doesn't matter actually what religion you are. It doesn't matter whether you're an atheist. You can still just ask spirit for help. So you could ask God or the angelic realm or Jesus or whatever to help you. And sometimes, you know, they might pop a word into your head so that you have an understanding, or they might show you in a dream, something like that. Okay, so as I said before, the body and the mind both believe everything you tell them. Just to demonstrate that, imagine at this moment you are sucking on half a lemon and you're swirling it around in your mouth, and you can taste its sharpness, you can taste its sourness, and the juices are running around in your mouth. What's going to happen? Your body's going to think, the lemon juice is going to rot my tooth enamel, and you start to produce lots of saliva to wash down those lemon juices. Now, I also want to demonstrate how your body believes everything is true, and how important it is to be nice to your body. You may have seen an example where people have two plants, and they talk to one plant really in a positive way, and they talk to one plant in a negative way, and they're really mean to it. And the positive plant thrives, and the negative one doesn't do so well if it grows at all. So let me do a demonstration. Now, this is called muscle testing. You may have heard of it before. If not, there's lots of information on YouTube and Google, etc. So we have energy circuits in our body. In fact, we are just energy anyway, but we have energy circuits. And when you say a statement that's true or positive, you get your energy circuit remains strong. If you say a comment that is a lie or is negative, then it breaks the energy circuit, becomes weak. So one way you can muscle test is just to have your interlock your two fingers like this. So I can say, show me a yes, and pull, and it's strong. I can say, my name is Sarah. It's strong. I can say, my name is David. What happens? My fingers open slightly because I've broken the circuit, and my hands come apart. My favorite way, however, is to get my fingers like this, and normally I would rest this part on my knee. So I'm going to say, show me a yes, and just gently push down, and it's strong. My name is Sarah, push down, strong. My name is David, push down. Can you see it's going a bit weaker? So that's my no. Show me a no. Normally I'm doing it on my knee, so it's a little bit easier. It's a bit harder holding my hand like this. So I'm going to say to my body, you're beautiful. You're amazing. You're the best body. You're so strong. You're so perfect. I just love you so much. Strong. Okay. Body, I hate you. God, you're ugly. You're really fat. You're just small. You're really the pits. What happens? My body didn't like that at all, did it? So I've broken the energy circuit. So if you're constantly talking to your body in a mean way and you're constantly putting yourself down, how can your body have health and vitality? Because you're constantly breaking these energy circuits. It can't. Your body's going to feel really low. So now, because I've done that, I need to build my body back up again. I don't want to leave it like that. Body, I was just pretending. Actually, you're brilliant and I love you, and that was just a demonstration. Okay, body's satisfied now. So it is really important to talk to your body in a loving way. Now, if you don't love your body, or you don't like the way, if you don't like the way you look or your body shape, anything like that, find a bit of it that you do like, you know, even if it's your toes, and concentrate on that bit. Oh, I've got beautiful toes. And just learn to love your body, not for its shape or not for what it looks like, but just for the thing that carries you around, because you're the soul inside the body. So learn to love your body, and this is one of the things I'm going to give you to do later. Learn to love your body just for what it is. It's your vehicle, basically, and it's looking after you. So, okay, so there are many ways. So helping yourself is going to take several forms. It's going to be rewriting your belief system. It's going to be having positive thoughts, or changing your thoughts to more positive ones. And it's going to be clearing that stuck emotional energy from your body. Now, there are many ways to clear the stuck emotional energy from your body. However, often you can feel what you release. Normally, it's not for long. It can literally be for a few seconds, but it can be a bit longer. And that's not ideal when you're clearing depression, because nobody's in a black hole wants to be pushed any further into a black hole, do they? So I suggest that I'm going to give you a few ways that are much more gentle, and just to do it slowly. So number one, there are certain sound frequencies called solfeggio sound frequencies, and there's a list of like 9 common ones. They're different hertz, and they have a different effect on your body. So the ones you want to listen to are 396, 417, and 528. So if you Google solfeggio sound frequencies or solfeggio frequencies and look at those, then you can hear. Some are free on YouTube or Google, whatever. Some have been made into songs and you might have to pay for those. But those are the 3 that are really going to help you. And perhaps listen to one every day, a different one each day. You are going to give your body lots of cuddles. I love you, body. I love you, body. Rub your arms. I love you so much, body. You're just amazing and you're beautiful. Don't forget, your body is going to believe everything you tell it. Even if you don't believe it's beautiful, even if you don't like the way you look, you're going to tell it it's beautiful and it's going to believe it, okay? So you're going to be lovely to your body, okay? And you're going to cuddle your body. You can dance, find some music that brings joy and dance to it. And dancing like no one can see, letting it really all go, is a great way of shifting emotional energy. When you feel ready, you can do some work on your inner child, and you might want to do this with a therapist. You can do it on your own, but just make sure that you're in quite a good state before you do it, because when you first connect to your inner child, it can be a little bit hard if they're really up, because you can feel they're really upset, and this is you at that age. So all you have to do is imagine them sitting on your lap. Now, if you know of an instance, say you were 4 and your dad died or something, you would imagine yourself age 4. But if you don't know what's caused the problem, imagine yourself aged about 7. And you're gonna sit them on your lap, and you're gonna tell them how much you love them, that you will never reject them, that you will always be there for them, that you love them no matter what they look like, no matter how smart they are. You love them for who they are. You're going to just tell them they are enough as they are. You're just going to give them so much positive feedback and so much cuddles and so much love. And this is healing your physical body. And if your physical body feels happy, you're going to feel happy. It makes such a huge difference. It's not an instant healing, okay? None of this stuff is instant. It might take, a few weeks or even a few months before you start to notice a difference. Bringing in the new beliefs actually is going to make a big difference, and that will help sooner. But, healing your inner child, it's not a quick fix. It does take time. So you just got to bear with it. you can actually tell yourself, if you're feeling low, say to yourself, I believe I feel joyful. Because I said everything is filtered through the lens of your belief system. So if you tell yourself, I believe I feel joyful, I believe I feel joyful, I believe I feel joyful, you can actually just change yourself instantly. If not, just keep saying it and write it down so you can see it too. You can sit outside in nature and put your bare feet on the floor, and you can ask Mother Earth to send some lovely healing energies up through your feet, and then imagine that lovely healing energy going up through your body, the whole of your body. Now it may seem a little bit odd, but you need to forgive your body. So because your body believes everything it said is true, your body's going to have all these beliefs about it's not good enough. Remember, it's here to look after, it has a relationship with you, a symbiotic relationship with you, the soul. Okay, so it's kind of agreed to look after you. So here's your body thinking, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not lovable, all those kinds of beliefs. You actually need to forgive your body. It doesn't seem logical, does it? But it is something that makes a big difference. So you need to forgive your body. So mentally forgive your body, and then we're going to do an exercise in a minute, just going down into your heart space and forgive your body from there too. You need to forgive whoever caused that injustice in you. You may feel like you don't want to forgive. And if you don't, that is usually from feeling fear. Your ego might pretend that it's from anger or resentment or hatred and blah, 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 doesn't deserve to be forgiven, blah, because look at what they did to me. But actually, when you boil it down, it stems from fear of being hurt again. So you don't have to be best buddies with whoever hurt you. All you need to do is forgive them. You don't have to have them back in your life if they're still alive. But you do need to forgive. If you don't, it keeps you stuck, and it's really hard to let go of the resentment and the hatred, etc., if you haven't forgiven them. So we're going to do a little thing in a minute to go down into your heart space and send forgiveness from there. I also have to say that not forgiving somebody keeps you in bondage, so you have to then come back in another life with that person, go through a similar scenario until you forgive them. So it really is worth trying to forgive them now. So forgiveness, I had to think about what was forgiveness. Forgiveness to me was a combination of love, understanding, and kindness. And then, because I found it really hard to forgive. And when I kind of worked out what forgiveness was, then I could do it in little stages, and then eventually I could do the whole forgiveness thing. So you also have to know, to help you forgive them mentally, so to know in your head, okay, I forgive you, that they were just doing the best they could based on their belief system, their mindset, their conditioning. If somebody treated you badly, if one of your parents or your teachers, whatever, treated you badly, it's usually because they were treated badly as a child as well. And if you want to take it one step further, usually when somebody does something big to you, you have a soul contract with that person, and it's something you agreed to go through before you were born. So when you understand it like that, it becomes easier. Okay, I can forgive you. And then what you need to do is just imagine you, in your mind, stepping into a lift or a whirlpool, and take your awareness and go right down. So you're in your lift or your whirlpool, it's going to take you down through your head, down through your throat, and you're going to go right down into the middle of your chest. And you're going to step out from your lift or your whirlpool. And I just want you to either imagine or feel the amount of love in there, because when you actually get right down into that space, there's just love and peace and stillness, and it's really rather beautiful. And from that space, I just want you to send love to your physical heart. And then when you've done that, I just want you to send forgiveness to your physical heart. Send forgiveness to all over your body. And then I just want you to imagine big doors opening in front of your chest. And see if you can send love out from those doors. Push love out. And then from that space, you're going to send love and forgiveness to whoever it is that hurt you. Now, it may be, they didn't mean to. Maybe your dad died at 3. Or maybe, your mum couldn't cope and left at 5. Something like that. Whatever it is, even if somebody died or your pet died, do some forgiveness work on them. Okay, so another thing you can do is just before you go to bed, is just give the angelic realm permission to put their energies around you and through you and help clear some of that stuck emotional energy. Now, we have what's called free will. That means spirit, God, angels can't help you unless you give them permission. So ask them and give them permission to help you when you're asleep. And just to let you know, sometimes when the stuck emotional energy is leaving, it can be like a jolt. You can feel like a small jolt. So you might feel nothing. You might not feel anything with them working on you. You might feel a bit of warmth. You might feel a bit of tingling. And sometimes you can feel your legs or your arms give a little jolt. And that is just like, if you have a dream and you're walking down the steps and you miss a step and your leg jolts, well, that is exactly the same. That is stuck emotional energy leaving your body. So it's exactly the same as that. So one other technique we're just going to do is a very simple one. I just want you to just sit quietly and put your feet flat on the floor and put your hands palm up on your lap. And then just shutting your eyes. And I just want you to imagine you're sitting in a beautiful sunbeam of light. So it's coming down from above. And you're sitting in the middle of it. And as you're sitting there, I just want you to give yourself permission to receive. Because this sunlight is, we're going to call it love and light from source. So we call in source, which is God, creator, whatever you want to call God. We're just going to call in God's love and light to give you some healing energy. And we're just going to do a very quick 3-minute, 4-minute meditation on this. So give yourself permission to receive. All you have to do, you can say it in your head or you can say it out loud. I give myself permission to receive this source energy, this source light. And you're just going to imagine this lovely light, this beautiful golden light's on the top of your head. And it feels so nurturing, so loving and so gentle. And it just slowly comes in through the top of your head. And it fills up your mind, and it fills up your whole head, and it's just so comforting, it's warm, it's nurturing. It just feels like when you're at the beach and you have the sunlight on your back, it's so warm. And it's coming down your throat, and then it's filling up your shoulders and arms. And it's coming down into your chest, your physical heart, filling your whole chest area with this love and light. And then it's going down into your back and your abdomen, filling up your belly and filling up your whole back. And it's so nurturing and so healing and so gentle and so lovely. And you just want to let it in. And it's down through your genitals and your bottom. And your legs and your feet. And then what you're going to do is you're going to breathe it in. So I just want you to imagine breathing in this loving light, this golden light, this love, and you're just going to breathe it in, send it down to the center of your chest. And then you're just going to keep breathing it in, and breathe it in to your physical heart too. And then you can imagine also breathing in joy or peace. So if you want, just breathe in. Imagine this golden breathing in the golden light, but imagine it as joy. So practice breathing in joy, and you can send it to all parts of your body. Breathe in that love again and send it to all parts of your body. You could try breathing in peace and sending it to all parts of your body. And then just when you're ready, opening your eyes again. So that's just a very quick technique. I would, perhaps try and use that every day. That breathing in the light, you can do that several times a day if you can. It's very quick and it's very easy, and it's a very quick and easy way to make you feel better and to get the healing. Okay, so what we're going to do now is bring in some new beliefs. So what I would like to do first is help you release the limiting beliefs. So I'm all for having an easy life, and we can get God, Spirit, the Ascended Masters to help release the limiting stuff. So obviously, as I said, they need your permission. So do you give permission for God and the Ascended Masters and the angelic realm of the highest love and light to help you? If you do, just say yes. Now, it's important to know that God and the angels and the Ascended Masters love you unconditionally. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter who you are. They love you unconditionally. Okay, there's no judgments, there's no punishments, there's no sins, there's nothing like that. It's just pure unconditional love. So very safe to let them in and love you. They just want to love you and they just want to help you. So we're just going to say, Dear God, we ask for the highest possible help with everything on this list and anything we don't know what to ask for, in accordance with divine will, with ease, grace, and Godspeed. So would you like help with anything that is preventing you from living a life of love, joy, ease, peace, abundance, and good health? If you would like help with that, just say yes. Would you like for help for anything preventing you from integrating the new beliefs with ease, grace, and Godspeed? If you would, just say yes. Would you like help releasing limiting beliefs, limiting thought patterns, limiting mental images, limiting stuck emotional energy, limiting habits, limiting judgments, limiting behavior patterns, karma? Actually, there is no such thing as karma. Karma is actually your own unforgiveness of yourself, but if you believe in karma, then we'll put it on the list. So karma and addictions. If so, just say yes. Would you like help to align your heart and mind and for balance in all areas of your life? If so, just say yes. Would you like help manifesting your heart's desires? All your heart's desires? If you would, just say yes. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just bring in some new beliefs, some reprogramming. What we're going to do first of all is just put you into the brainwaves of theta and alpha. Now, we have those brainwaves naturally. Alpha is the brainwave that you're in between waking and sleeping, and theta is the brainwave you are in when you are relaxing, when you're in hypnosis, or when you're in REM sleep, the dream sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. So they are natural brainwaves, and this alpha theta brainwaves is the optimal state for reprogramming your subconscious mind. So keeping your eyes open, what I'd like you to do is keep your eyes open, make sure your arms and legs are uncrossed, not touching each other. And then keeping your head still and looking straight ahead. I just want you to roll your eyes up. So imagine you are trying to look at your eyebrows. And while your eyes are up, just take a deep breath in. And then out again. Taking a deep breath in. And out again. Taking another deep breath in. And this time as you let it out, keep your eyes rolled up, but just shut your eyelids down. Let your breath go, and then just let your eyes relax. So your eyes can just go wherever they want now. Your eyes are shut. Just relax your head, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. So, I would love for you, in accordance with divine will, to understand, remember, believe, and wake up to the fact that it is safe for you and you are allowed to clear and heal your heart. That it is safe for you to let go and release. That you have now grown up and you can choose who you want to have in your life. That you are no longer dependent on anyone else to love you or look after you, as you've now grown up and you can look after and love yourself. And that you are so strong and so capable. I would love for you, in accordance with divine will, to understand, remember, believe, and wake up to the fact that no one can ever reject you because you now love yourself. No one can ever abandon you because you now love yourself. It is never too late to create change to a career that you would love to do, even if it's just doing something similar. That it is never too late to give someone a message. You can use Jesus to pass it on if they've passed over. Or you could ask Jesus to try and pass it on even if they haven't passed over and you don't know where they live. I would love for you, in accordance with divine will, to let go of anything you're carrying that isn't yours and let God take it away. I would love for you to forgive and let live. Forgive yourself and know you're always forgiven by God and Spirit. And for you to accept and approve of yourself for who you are and where you are now. I would love for you, in accordance with divine will, to understand, remember, believe, and wake up to the fact that God and Spirit love you so much, unconditionally. There are no sins, no judgments, no punishments. You're just loved. And know that when someone dies, they don't actually die. They are eternal. It's just the body, the vessel, that dies. I would love for you, in accordance with divine will, to understand, remember, believe, and wake up to the fact that no matter what you've been through, you still have your purity and innocence. It's just that judgments and beliefs get in the way. Understand that you've never been separated from God. There's just oneness. That you are the divine in human form and that you are a magnificent, amazing, multidimensional being. That you are allowed to give and receive love. That you are allowed to live a life of joy, full health, peace, ease, abundance, and love. I would love for you, in accordance with divine will, to understand, remember, believe, and wake up to the fact that you are enough as you are. You always have been and you always will be. That you are lovable just as you are. As you're divine, how can you not be? That you are perfect just as you are. As you are divine, how can you not be? And that you are worthy and deserving of living a life of joy, love, abundance, ease, inner peace, and full health and vitality. It's your birthright, and it's only your beliefs preventing this. That you understand you only feel down because of the stuck emotional energy in your heart, and you can instantly change the way you feel by believing you feel joyful instead of believing you feel low. I would love for you, in accordance with divine will, to understand, remember, believe, and wake up to the fact you are safe, worthy, and deserving of having a wonderful career, the perfect partner for you, your dream house, full health, well-being, vitality, and anything else you desire. That you can stand in your power and be the amazing creator you are. That you are unique, but also the same as everyone else, as there's only oneness. That you are talented and gifted, and that you came to earth with a divine purpose. I would love for you, in accordance with divine will, to understand, remember, believe, and wake up to the fact that you are brave and courageous, capable and strong, amazing, wonderful, forgiving, kind, gentle, a wonderful daughter or son, significant, worthy and deserving of love and appreciation, that you are valued, balanced, joyful, fulfilled, happy, liberated, free, talented, confident, a money magnet, resilient, grateful, pure, loved, appreciative, accepting, creative, imaginative, innovative, successful, whole, healthy, divine, empowered, sovereign, optimistic, smart, gifted, beautiful inside and out, supported and good company. I would love for you, in accordance with divine will, to understand, remember, believe, and wake up to the fact that you are safe, worthy and deserving of success, healing, growing up, being seen, of fun, serenity, ascension, of valuing and respecting yourself, of loving, approving and accepting yourself and others, of being kind to yourself and others, for forgiving yourself and others, for trusting yourself and for believing in yourself, and of having healthy boundaries, of knowing that no matter what you've experienced, you can easily let it go and embrace the new. It's just a story. And of easily letting go of all limiting beliefs, thought patterns, mental images, stuck emotional energy, habits, behavior patterns, addictions, soul memory and cellular memory. Okay, just when you're ready, if you just give your hands and feet a little wriggle, and when you're ready, opening your eyes. So it takes 21 days to bring in a new belief, at least 21 days of writing it, hearing it, reading it, saying it, thinking it, etc., etc., reading it. So take some of the beliefs that we've just said. I would definitely take in, getting windy, beliefs in. I would write down 3 or 4. I would use the ones: I am enough, I am lovable, I am joyful, and then whichever other few that you want. And I would keep repeating those over and over again. I am safe might be a good one. I am worthy and deserving. I would also write them. I would say them over again, sing them over again, write them down as often as you can. Write them on post-it notes and stick them around your house in places that you see often. Make sure you move them around a lot, because you get used to seeing them in the same place and you won't read them. So places like next to the sink, on mirrors, by the side of your bed, on the back of the bathroom door, on the fridge, places like that. You can set them to become your screensaver if you use a computer. You can set them as reminders to pop on your phone. You can also record them on your phone and just use your voice in a gentle monotone voice. And what you do is then you set it to go on at night on repeat over and over again, and you don't have to have it loud enough to hear what's being said. You just have to have it loud enough to hear the murmur of your voice, and then the brain can convert that murmur into words. You can no, that's the only ways I can think of. You can think of anything else, fantastic. You can listen. So the one last one was you can do them in the day. You can record them on your phone and then listen to them out loud in the day. And what I would do is put yourself back in that theta alpha brainwave state again by rolling your eyes up, if you do that. Now, a couple of other things to do, which is going to help you at night before you go to bed. So you're going to ask the angelic realm to put their energies through you and around you to help clear that stuck emotional energy. You can ask the angels or God to give you the highest healing possible. be grateful. Just spend a few minutes before you go to sleep just being grateful of anything that happened in your day, or things you have in your life, because gratitude is one of the highest vibrational emotions, so it lifts you up. Keep choosing. Now this is an important one. Just keep saying throughout the day, and set it as a reminder on your phone like 6 or 7 times a day, I choose to feel joyful, or I choose to feel joyful and have full health, something along those lines. Just keep saying I choose to. You can also bring in your own, if you want to use your own beliefs, that's fine. Just make sure they're in the positive and in the present. So you would say I am joyful, rather than I am going to be joyful, or I am not sad. You would use the positive and the present. I am joyful. So if you want to bring in your own, that's great. The other thing you can do is what's called creating. Now you might have heard of creating. Creating is simple. It's bringing in something that you want in your life. You can create anything in your life. A certain amount of money, your dream house, your dream partner, your dream car, your dream career. You can create anything. And it's very simple. When you are a vibrational match for it, that's when it comes into your reality. So you can use creating to make yourself feel joyful. So what you have to do first of all is just visualize being joyful. So you might think of yourself maybe on holiday. You might imagine yourself being on holiday and feeling joyful, or having a great partner, or a career, or house, whatever, and in those scenarios that you're feeling really joyful. And then with creating, it's actually use your senses. So don't just see it. So maybe hear it. If you're on the beach, hear the sound of the waves. You're going to smell that salty air. If you're sitting in your dream car feeling joy, run your hands along the leather seats, or something, something like that. Use your senses. So you smell, you can taste that new, smell that new carness. So smell and taste and feel and hearing and sight. And then the important thing is you need to have joy and excitement as though you have it now. So if you're feeling low, it might be a bit hard to feel joy for it. If you can, that's fantastic. If you can muster up enough joy to feel joyful for having it now, that's great. If you can't, just use excitement. So it's joy and excitement are what's going to bring it in. And then also feel gratitude for having it now. Gratitude for yourself being able to create it. Gratitude for spirit for helping bring it to you. Because it's a gift. And it's something that's creating. It's good to do before you go to sleep. You can also ask your subconscious mind to help you. You can ask spirit to help you too. You can ask spirit for as much stuff as you want. They love to help you. It's just they need to be asked. And creating is something, you need to do it every day. And again, it can take a while to bring it in. If you just wanted to create something like $5, you might create that within 2 days. Obviously, if you wanted to create $5 million, you have to know you're worthy and deserving. You have to have that vibrational match of being worthy and deserving of $5 million. So that might take you a year. So persevere with it. So I hope that's been of some use to you. I would love to know how you get on. So please try the techniques. The bit that we did with bringing in new beliefs is try and listen to that at least once a day for 21 days. And then afterwards, after your 21 days, try and do it 2 or 3 times a week. Try not to miss a day as well. So in the 21 days, because I said it takes at least 21 days to bring in a new belief. Okay, so I hope that's some help. Let me know how you get on. Much love and many blessings from my heart to yours.